5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring him out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. I'm he and he is me. Welcome. Welcome to the show. God damn it, I'm gonna start off tonight, man, on something a little different, man. I decided to do something more intimate and subtle. But you know, and keeping it in tone and step and in code. Talk about a little things, man, that we should be talking about, you know? Yeah. Once again, this is the Romello Marcellus Show.
Out to all my peoples in the city, making ends meet, getting by, thinking about the hustle. Everybody struggles for the answer. Confusion, banana for cancer. Kills my society. No need to lie to me. Real people fighting, always try to be correct with the mental and upright with the info. Catching help, paying dues, but could it be so simple? The dark, cold planet, you can't take the drama. The worry underprivileged got the bulletproof armor. Surviving's just a job as they dodge caps daily. People going crazy, everyone who raised me.
All right, if you can hear me, man, throw your thumbs up. Let me know you're in the room.
And thanks to the youth rowdy on the rooftop who want me a bubble, so son, get the bonus. I dedicate this to those who kept me focused. My brother Big E, yo, rest in peace.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2. Okay, that's so much better. 1, 2. Yeah, tonight, man, we're gonna go in a little bit. I decided to shoot from my home. Didn't want to travel out and do a whole lot of anything. So here I am. Yeah. Serious question tonight, man. Who made Ratchet cool? Huh. That's the question. That's the topic of the show tonight. Who made Ratchet cool? Because yeah, we're real comfortable with ourselves, man. We're real comfortable with ourselves. And honestly, man, the flip side of this show is called The Theft of Black Excellence. What happened to the legacies that were left behind by our ancestors that came before us to fight the good fight? Like Nat Turner, Sojourner Truth, W.E.B. Du Bois, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, just to name a few, man. The scholars that even created us, or that created spots and spaces in the world, like Dr. Charles Drew, George Washington Carver, you know, even our entertainers in a time where it was cool to be classy, like Ella Fitzgerald, Josephine Baker, James Brown, Langston Hughes. You know, even those who stood on the betterment of us through education, you know. At times such as the Harlem Renaissance, Van der Zee, for those who study, who have an understanding of that era. There was a time where it was cool to make it an education, to have dignity and have some moral turpitude in how we move with one another, some dignity. Now, you know, everything's ratchet, everything's turn up, there's no control, there's no chill, you know. there's no decorum. All the marches, all of the struggles, the lynchings, the beatings, all the way down from the profiling of the day. Even the deaths that we wear around on our t-shirts and we throw up slogans and we post these folks as pictures. It's an insult. A lot of times the way we carry ourselves and the things that are being propped up to represent us, like the rappers. I have no problem with them. God damn it, if you know that you are not, as a matter of fact, I'll quote Tupac. He said, I'm not a role model. I'm not a role model. And a lot of these people who are in positions to receive things, while receiving these things and being propped up before us, they take this role or take this position and they're irresponsible with it. So what I'm saying today is there has been a theft of black excellence. Black excellence is like your grandmother, your great grandfather, and those people who, matter of fact, you know what, look, I'm going to give you an image. I'm going to show you what an image is when it comes to this. Boom. Here we go. Now, I don't know what it is out here. I mean, honestly, man, that picture speaks volumes. The picture itself speaks volumes. I don't know whether you read it or not, or read what the picture said. It was a time when we had fathers or people to look up to, and this is how they carried themselves. And through the mechanism and the planning of it all, you know, this is what we've lost as men. And you know, apples don't fall far from the tree. The things we see, the things we do. I mean, if you were able to read the photo caption, it said, this photo showed when black boys wanted to look like the mature men they saw in the hood. And before the immature bad boy thug culture that emerged from decades of boys not having fathers. But there's a flip side to that too. There's a lot of young ladies who didn't have mothers for one reason or the other. Whether they were out there doing them or they were working and busting their asses because there was only one income in the house. You know? Yeah. But the things and the way they depict us is sad. It's so sad, man. You know, listen, ladies, my sisters, let me show you what the marketing ploy is for you and how racist it is. This is you. Is that you? Really? Is that you? Is there any truth to that? Or was it just a depiction of us many years ago? Now my question is, why is it that the man has an anklet on and some foustriers with ruffles, and you have the woman with man shoes on and actual gaucho slacks? What's wrong with that picture? Right. Listen, it is a shame that our children are coming up in this era where information is traveling so fast. But we can't lose hold or lose sight of what we really come from. We come from kings and queens and those who were dignified. You know, dignified enough to be humble in their shaming, in their abuses and atrocities. People want to talk about how great America is. This is how it got great. If it were ever great, this is how it got great. Look at that baby. Understand this, man. The shit that people are propping up before us, man, we have to be better in how we receive it and take it, because we lose every time the image is false. Every time the image is false. You ever heard the saying, they all look alike to me? You know, they say, oh, they all look alike to me. This is where it started, right here. All coons look alike to me. Yeah. All coons look alike to me. They just dropped all coon. Understand this, man. People may say cooning because of the way you act and the things that you do to show out for other individuals. But you have to deal with the fact that a lot of times when we move, even in the turn up, we're concerned about the individuals who've done things to use fragility. That is immoral. Lacks class. You know, even in jokey joke, man, there's always some truth, man. And how people view you and what people think of you. If you got young black boys, man, this is his mindset right here. This is his mindset. Every day, all day. Because of what's being perpetuated to him. This is his mindset. This is what he has to leave home. This is what he's going through in his home. Even with the games he's playing, he's becoming a numb first-time shooter. And so many different forms. You know that Toy Story was a horror movie. People don't even understand it. If you really break it down and look at how the girl was making these misfit toys and so on and so forth, but it's a lot to it. But the programming of it all, the consuming of those things, and they're the taking away of anything that resembles this for us. Any positive images are being taken from us. Even now, we're to the point in school where they won't even teach about the actual factuals, the things that happen to us. You know, if you're just joining the show, man, the topic tonight is who made Ratchet cool, man? Who made it cool to be that way? There was a time, man, where people had decorum. We had decorum. And it's not to say that there was no turn up, but we understood that there were times and places for everything. And now we're just out here, man, just doing any goddamn thing, saying anything, and wondering why people look at us the way that they do. Do you know that I'll give you a here's a thought, right? I have to okay, here's this, right? Think about it. Out of every ethnic group on the face of the earth, let's say here in America, you can't rap about killing Asians, Jews, whites, any other culture, police, anything without being censored or sanctioned. But you can talk about killing blacks all day long, and there's no recourse. There's no recourse at all. It is a shame. It is a sad thing where our actual quote-unquote forefront leaders are entertainers. Where the fuck do they do that at? What are they sacrificing for us truly? I mean, here. I don't want to hear about you going to Africa and building a motherfucking well over there. Shit, I can't see the well that you built. As far as I'm concerned, it was one well on a 5-acre piece of land that they gave you, and you are using it and doing whatever you're doing for your optics. But at the same time, you selling death. You promoting that bullshit. You know, what you're going to be wearing, and, you know, all of the pricely things, or the things that will drive individuals to go out and commit crimes or to slit their wrists, meaning bleed out their lives to have those things because you say it's cool. Because the individuals that are following you now or watching you lack the understanding of what class is. Old folks say it all the time, man, or used to say it, and I'm going to say it to you what they say. You can go to school all day long. You can pay for school, but you can't buy class. There's a lot of classless folks, man, that are professing to be in headship. When are we going to stop falling for your old okie doke? Yeah. Listen. Sisters, they got y'all lined up just like this. Boom. Under every sewing. It's a goddamn shame. Yeah. Is that you? Is that honestly you under every sewing? This is what they're marketing, you know? This is some shit. You see, most people will look at these memes and think, oh, well, yeah, such and such put the memes out there. Look, one thing I can tell you, ain't too many of us sitting around creating memes. We trying to figure this shit out. So usually when you see those slighted memes, they come from someone that don't look like you. Just like this one. Yeah. Why couldn't it be a friggin' polar bear? Why did it have to be an ape? Why did it have to be a gorilla? Whatever you want to call it. Why? Come on, man. We can superimpose that thing and we know exactly who these people are talking about. If you're just joining the show, man, the topic once again tonight is who made Ratchet cool? The turn of talking, the cussing and the fussing and the I wish you would. You know, really, man. Shit ain't cool, man. There's a reason why the wealthy vet folks that profess they have money. There's a difference between old money and new money. And that's on every level. Prime example, give you an example. Familiar with the show Potomac Housewives, right? You got a show that was supposed to be based in Potomac when you only had 2 or actually 3 wives that lived there, and what? One got divorced, is not there anymore. One moved out because of issues with her husband, and one's no longer on the show. But because you bought into the address, out of all those women, only one was vetted into that society over there because of the old money that came with the individual. What I'm saying is, in certain elements, in the same, that was it was the way it worked in our communities, is that you had to be vetted to get in. You had to be brought in by someone. Someone had to speak for you. And now, shit, it's just like the clubs. Put it this way. In the 80s, in the early 90s, you couldn't walk into a nightclub as a young man without a jacket and hard-bottom shoes. The plan to rearrange all of that and make it accessible to any and everyone was by design. Here you go. I'll say 2003, 2004. The year of the fucking jersey. You saw everybody from a 7-year-old to a 45-year-old motherfucker walking around with a basketball jersey and a baseball hat. And because you were willing to pay an extra couple dollars to get in, that gave you some status, right? But what it did, it put everyone in this mindset that I can be as relaxed and not give a fuck like this individual before me, because this is what they've done or what they're doing. It put everybody in that mindset. And I say everybody meaning us. Okay? There were certain reasons why the hard bottom and the jacket was proper for the club, because it kept people in the element of control, not to feed the animal inside you. And you have nightclub owners who understand that game, and I've been around the business a long goddamn time, who know that as a nightclub owner, you have so much on the line. Your liquor license, your insurance, your the building itself, everything. Your livelihood is tied up in it if this is all you do. Now, a lot of people don't do all that and do other shit too, but those who are playing it straight understand that, and they really didn't deviate. A lot of them went out of business because they didn't deviate. But here's the thing. It allowed individuals who had never been anywhere to get somewhere. In the 80s, the 90s, 70s, even the All-Star, Super Bowl, you never saw people. You weren't average in these places. Now you got motherfuckers who are willing to walk up and down. And I saw this shit in Miami years ago. It fucked me up to see girls, females, walking up and down the street, rolling up bags down the road because they had enough to get a goddamn ticket to get down there, but no place to stay. Unfounded. I was flabbergasted to see that. What I'm saying to you is that there is a reason for classism. Listen, anybody that's watching this show, you go and you make $1 million, everything about you is going to change. Your credit, the way you view life, your address, a whole bunch of shit. And at that point in time, because you sacrificed and you've put in that work, you've made the money, you don't want to go and change your lifestyle and then all of a sudden you see another motherfucker just move next door to you that, hell, they haven't even been vetted. They're new money. You understand what I'm saying? It puts you in the mindset that, goddamn, I haven't arrived. There's no nothing to this. Okay? But this is life. And every day how we move around one another. When it's embarrassing to me. I saw a video where it was posted. A young lady was in Nordstrom and she was returning something. Anyway, she wanted her money now. When the policy states that if you do something with a credit card or some sort of thing, there's a 3 to 5 day thing before it goes back to your car. She zapped out and wanted to fight everybody. And wow, embarrassing to me. Because we need to be better. Ratchet is not cool. I don't know who told you motherfuckers that. Shit is bad. It's terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself. Terrible. Terrible. Dirty laundry, in public on these forums. Shit, I'm guilty of it too. God damn it, I talk about it. I mean, there has to be some tact with it, but we're the only ones that really do it. Goddamn shame. It's entertainment. We're the entertainers. We're either the sharecroppers or the entertainers. Usury is a motherfucker. Yeah, and we're constantly being used. Yeah. If you're just joining the show once again, man, it is about the decorum of black folks. Where is it gone? There was a day and time where young men aspired to be these men, these young boys. The aspiration to be those young guys have gone. We want to walk around with pants sagging, want to walk around with the, whatever. I'll say this. Everybody's not meant to come along. But because they're not meant to come along, their voice should stay right where the fuck they are. I can't be ratchet and go into a boardroom and command a multi-million-dollar deal from somebody who doesn't look like me, who doesn't understand where I come from. I gotta leave that shit in the hood. Look at the game. Look at the rap game. Are they pumping? And I don't have no problems, man. My country folks is just who they are. Everybody south of the Mason, you country as fuck. That's your thing. There's a lane for it, but to make it mainstream, it is intentional. That this is what it is, and this is what everybody needs to be doing. There's nothing positive about the movement at all. It's merely about the dollar at the end of the day. And this is why these young boys out here now getting killed still. You mean to tell me you touching what you touching, and you still playing the hood game. Why? Come on, tell me. Because see, somebody made Ratchet cool, and that shit ain't cool. There was something. Shout out to Mike Tyson. There was an interview he did years ago, and he said that he felt trapped. He said, here I am. I'm a multi-million-dollar guy. I got millions of dollars. I can't go back to my neighborhood because they'll rob me, right? But he couldn't hang out with the average individual that's on his level financially because he felt uncomfortable. So where was the preparation for him before he got to that level? Do you think that was done intently? I think so. Because at the end of the day, they still took hundreds of millions of dollars from him. Yeah. Someone said Ratchet is what gets attention. We as a people have been fighting and dying to be heard. Being Ratchet pays a lot of the bills, unfortunately. You know what? Fuck that. If you're going to be a hoe, be a hoe. Go ahead and put your ass out there on the blade and make that money. Don't do that at the cost of influencing our children to buying your bullshit, because at the end of the day, if you're in control or you're in that position, you're who most people want to be like. And that's bullshit. Come on now. I don't even eat Popeyes no motherfucking more since that bitch then went up there and got some spicy hot sauce. What is it? Hottie sauce, whatever the fuck it is. Come on, man. Garbage. But I'll tell you something. I'll shout out to somebody, man, that nobody even gives their crops to this day, because if it wasn't for him, none of you motherfuckers would have any endorsements. Shout out to MC Hammer. Give him all the credit he needs, man, because trust me, he made it happen for you motherfuckers. I don't care what you got, whether you got a liquor company, I don't give a shit what you got. Trust me, he was the first to do it. And he wasn't ratchet at all doing it. Yeah. That shit is a cop-out. Here's my voice to it. Society or the powers that be have made Ratchet cool and ugly, pretty, so that the emergence of it all, it dulls everything. It's short-lived, it's mashed up. There's no bar to rise to. Listen to me. Go to your college campuses, HBCUs. Hey, shout out to the home. Howard. In the 80s, man, motherfuckers dressed in suits, ties, you name it, to the nines to go to class. Now you go up there, man, you see motherfuckers doing any goddamn thing. There was, any of the schools, whether it was Temple, whether it was Bethune-Cookman, motherfuckers put it on because they had that appreciation for themselves and for those that came before them. We have been duped to allow the generations behind us and so on to consistently be, how do I say it, robbed of what was really the inspiration. And I'm gonna give props to someone else, man. And I don't know, everybody won't agree. I don't give a fuck. Shout out to Bill Cosby. Listen to me. The image that he portrayed or projected to the world for the first black functional family for the world to see was excellent. It was genius. And the spinoff, Another World, was genius. It did so much for the images of the things that we saw. We weren't being exploited. We weren't being made to look like buffoons and coons. And There is none of that anymore. And the minute something comes out like that, trust me, they're stealing it. Prime example, the show Living Single, right? You remember Living Single? For years, it was the number one show in the country, but they pulled it to make room for an all-white cast show called Friends. Fucking shame, right? But this is what they do. And the spinoff became what? New York Undercover? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
This is what I need.
But tell me what we see now.
I was hooked and I bought his.
There's really no...
Stuck on MP6 ever since.
Well, I guess the last thing you could probably etch in your mind that might be in some way, shape, positive or definitive to the views of things. Shout out to Kenya Barris, which would be Blackish. You know, but even with that, it's like you have to see you see where things were dialed down or dialed back to keep it classy or keep the decorum. A lot of questions were asked and answered in that situation or that show. But yeah, man, it's a shame that we're at the pass that we are now, and we have been for years on this train, on this roller coaster. Yeah, I believe in giving folks a shot, man, but if motherfuckers are not willing to change who they are or where they've come from, because there is a responsibility with that being seen, and goddamn it, they shouldn't be. Someone says that world doesn't exist for us anymore. We are no longer responsible for our people as we should be, nor do we hold one another accountable for the foolishness. Man, that's so on point. I'm going to read that again, man. That world doesn't exist for us anymore. We are no longer responsible for the people or for our people as we should, nor do we hold one another accountable for the foolishness. Well, Ratchet ain't cool to me, goddammit. Ratchet is so not cool to me. It is an embarrassment. It is embarrassing to all of those people that I had stated that came before us, man, that made those sacrifices. You know, like I said, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, Nat Turner. The list goes on and on and on. You know, even to the people that we talk about, oh, well, all of the quote unquote victims that have died over the last 15 to 20 years. Let's start with Rodney King. A lot of people don't know that there were 3 other people in the car, but he was the only one they got. What's up with that picture? God rest his soul wherever he's at, man. That man didn't get a moment's peace behind this shit. And the rest of the victims too. Listen, all of that is a part of desensitizing folks when they look at us. We are the only fucking class of race of people that have been deemed dangerous, super predators. Apex predators is what we've been called as black men. Goddamn shame. Now, because we see happenstance things on the internet, we feel that we should fall in line with that tune that someone did something, right? Without really looking at the things that have happened, knowing that those individuals that do something, they're going to pay for it. The question is, are you built like that? Not everybody's just going to take your shit. You're not going to really just twist your head back one day because you're trying to fall in and be like something that you're not or that you shouldn't be. You don't come from that. A lot of us really come from good stock. You know, really come from good stock, good wholesome homes, and want to be starting something. You know, because you feel some kind of way. Motherfucker, you can't afford to feel no kind of way if you look like me. The price is too high. Gotta stop that ratchet bullshit, man. Take time, man. Self-improvement is a motherfucker. You should be willing to read something every day to better yourself, man, to educate yourself, immerse yourself in a different language, an understanding of a different culture, and understanding why they may view you the way they view you, i.e. our tethers. They come over here, whether they're from the islands, whether they're from Africa, wherever the fuck they're from. They don't have no understanding about us. They can't relate to us. They only go on what they've been told and taught. Those from the continent, they despise us. They feel that we've been over here coasting and fucking up and not doing the shit we should be doing. I mean, a lot of times they fucking true with some of us, but when we talk about the whole, no. At some point in time, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you work all day, you gonna sit your ass down. And yeah, over 400 years worth of free labor in this motherfucker. And I'm saying free even to this day for a lot of us, because motherfuckers is making pennies. They ain't living. They barely existed. Yeah, you should be able to coast and sit your ass down. But don't be ratchet about it, man. Be respectful. Be humble. Humble is the way. I'm not saying take nobody's shit, but recognize, man, when okay, motherfucker steals something from me. You needed it more than I did, and I'll get it back tenfold. I'm not on the other, on the that rah-rah shit don't get you nowhere, man. Get you hurt. Costs too much. Costs too much to get back from down that road. We buy into it at our own cost. Hey, it costs us a lot, man, and it's still costing us. It's a goddamn shame that, we drinking the Kool-Aid. You look at all of the quote-unquote top people at the top of the game, right? Where you got, quote unquote, they're talking about how much money they've made and how much, they're doing. And I don't want to say this, and I'm not gonna put it in the way that I'm hating, because I'm not hating. What I'm saying is that there should people who should be able to govern those that are coming along in the world, if that makes sense to you. There should be that talk. I'll give you an example. It may not be a good example, but shit, I don't give a fuck. Chris Brown and Rihanna. Okay? You had all of these quote-unquote powerful dudes, saying this and that and the other, as opposed to saying, look, man, let me go get the young brother, man. Let me go talk to him. But see, there's a reason why that didn't happen, because there was an inner circle around that situation. Because if one, the girl was in somebody was in her dressing room earlier that night before the event, and things were said. So the sides or the lines were drawn because they didn't know how this individual was fucking with her or that kind of thing. So whenever happened. I'm not condoning the fact that, well, you know what? We don't know. We wasn't in the car, so I don't know whether she socked that motherfucker in the head a couple times and he lost it, like the last show, or not. But regardless, the thing we don't do, we go and we choose sides and we get ratchet with it and we alienate and we do all these different things. But what was the driving force behind it? Is because we don't hold each other accountable. And accountability doesn't always mean to ostracize or to chastise. Sometimes, man, holding accountable means to pull up on you. You just have a conversation, man. Are you all right? What the fuck is really going on? And getting all parties involved together to have a conversation to work those things out. We dumb niggas, we the only ones that air our shit out in the street. Even to the motherfucking gangs. Come on, man. Listen, there's more gangs in this motherfucking country besides the Crips and Bloods and Disciples, and there's way more. But we're the only ones, aside from maybe one other, and I ain't mentioning them, they get all the shine. And yeah, it's fucked up. And they ain't nearly making no fucking money. So yeah. Anyway, man, look. I'm gonna stay on topic. Because the topic tonight is who made Ratchet cool when the grounds have been laid for us to walk with our heads high and to prosper in this country, in this world, and to grow and to truly make a difference. I'll say it as I always do, man. If you're out to make money, the money will make you. Don't do things to make money. Do things to change people's lives, to change your life, and those around you and those that are before you or coming after you. That's where the wealth comes in at. Yeah. And you play around, man, be gone. Be gone. Got an idea, get out here and do it. Put your hands to it. Yeah. Put your hands to it. And nobody tell you can't do something. And one thing you gotta do is stop being so goddamn ratchet. Stop trying to change up and be something that you're not. You know? Shout out to Natural Body Girls. Y'all winning. Y'all winning, goddammit. This shit is some shit right here. That's some shit. That is some shit. That is some shit. God didn't make you like that. Honestly, that shit is ugly as a motherfucker. It looks good on the gram, but yeah, don't nobody want to marry that. Don't no man want to marry it. I'm telling you right now. And if you do, yeah, something wrong with it. And yeah, this, put some olive oil in your head. Stop doing that shit to yourself. You're gonna look like this. You're gonna look like that. Gotta laugh, man. Gotta laugh to keep from crying, man, because this is how they do us. This is how they view us. Yeah. Just know, man, that it don't have to be that way. It's just that way. It's just that way. Just that way, the way they treat us. And pray for your sons, man. Pray for your daughters, because this is applicable to both of them. As they leave the house, man, all of the peer pressure, all of the things that they see, all of the things that they see becomes a distraction to the real goal in life, man. And yeah, try to just talk to your kids, man. Hollering at them and beating on them. Be preparing them for failure. Desensitizing them. I mean, I'm not saying that every now and again they don't deserve a good ass whooping, but you know, gotta do better. Because you know better. Yep. And your mind, man, take this vision with you. Take this with you. Take that vision with you everywhere you go. To understand that we're the real reason that this country is great. Mm-hmm. And we'll make it great again. They're gonna need us. Every time the economy gets fucked up, they infuse us in some way. They will activate us. Mm-hmm. Yep. Listen, the economy go bad in the 70s and 80s. What did they do? They dropped cocaine and heroin in our neighborhoods. And what do? Excellent business owners and corporate folks, lawyers, doctors, salesmen and women, we put that shit to work. We understood the difference between what it was by the time the 80s or the 90s rolled around. Cocaine by cars, heroin by houses. And we had it all. We pumped that shit out there. And when we got ours, we had to give it back by creating their guinea pig selection for the pipeline to prison. Yeah. Shout out to Crazy Joe Biden, the author of the prison reform and the mandatory minimums that incarcerated so many of our people that look like us for so much time, so much motherfucking time. The things that didn't even balance, the weight and measure were way off. Yeah. And you still got some folks sitting in there to this day, man. We got 100-to-1 shit. And put them through the rigmarole to have to go back and actually get into the appellate courts for some shit to get out. Fucking shame. But we out here being ratchet when all of these people have made sacrifices in some way, shape, or form for us to be able to move the way that we move. Damn shame, man. Movement is a privilege. Yeah. If you like the show, man, if you like the show, follow me. Tell a friend. Let's broaden the conversation, man. I'd like to hear from you guys, man. You know, you can call into the show. Leave it in the comments. Right here. Or you can follow me on Instagram. Yep. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube as well. If you log into YouTube, click like, click subscribe. You get the notifications when we're on, and you just click in and listen. The Romello Marcellus Show. We also got that merch. Red and black. Also white. Yeah. And yeah, once again, man, Ratchet ain't cool. And motherfucker, we ain't never looked like this. So yeah. And all you're getting, get you some understanding, man. Get your hustle on, man. Do something to better yourself every day. Walk in it, meditate, pray, read. That are doing the things that you want to do. So that when you're with like-minded folks, that's what's going to give you the prosperity that you need in life. But yeah, have some tact, decorum. And as I said earlier, retrospectively, you can go to school, but you can never buy a class. Seek that. Take an elocution course. Find out when you go to the restaurants that niggas want to go to, and I went to this. And I guarantee you, if I set the placements in front of you, you couldn't tell me which fork was used for what, or which spoon was used for what. If you don't get it, get it. Can't get any worse. Yeah. It only get better. So that's it, man. And all you're getting, good understanding once again. Don't anybody tell you can't do anything, because you can do anything you put your mind to. They thought Noah's ass was crazy before it began to rain. And him building the ark, he did something that would change people's lives forever. Because the motherfuckers drowned. Yeah. Just know that you are loved. You don't have to chase others' love for you. Just love yourself. Love on yourself so that others see how to love on you. And at the end of the day, your love for self is the only thing that you should deem important when it comes to the love that you need to receive. Because if you can't love on yourself, there's no way you can love anybody else. Okay? And at the end of the day, I love you. Good night. Thank you for coming to my home. And as they say on MTV, you got to get the fuck out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring him out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
I had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.